Welcome back to Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Anime Review, Episode number 9. Excuse me, yes, bringing back an interview series that last interviewed for 18 months ago. I'm not kidding, it's been almost 18 freaking months since I did this series. Yeah. If you're curious what the series was, well, it still is right now, it is basically a series about the whole thing of Miss Nagatoro. It's a female lead of the series, who especially looks like Janko from, who looks like Jahi from The Great Jiao When Defeated. I mean, face-wise, same face, except that basically she's got piercings in there. We have 4 segments here. In this episode, that's from chapters 47, 48, and 53 and 54. The episode starts with chapter 54. We have the Senpai, where he is reading a shoujo manga, a romance manga, about a woman who basically dominates the male lead of the series. Well, first he's berating her for a sloppy handwork, and then she proceeds to catch him cheating on an exam. So she's like, if you want me to keep this a secret, you need to do everything I say. Yeah, basically this is over blackmail. Yep, and first thing he has her do, well, she has him do, lick her boot. That happens later on in the series, and come very much like a dom. And of course, like, oh, he's like, oh, I'm checking this out because basically there's an anime adaptation. I would do the same thing too if I'm very curious about something like that. If I'm curious about a series, I check out the source material first before I check out the anime. Before the anime comes out. That's generally what I do. So, of course, basically, she tries to do the same thing because, open by way, of course, someone chips on her shoe, or brand new shoes, or loafers, he refers to as. And, of course, she drops on her shoe, and, of course, she thinks the senpai is going to lick her shoe, but no, he proceeds to just wipe it off, and she says, thank you, senpai. In the manga, he says, no worries. In the anime, he says, whatever. And then we have a very next sequence here where we have the senpai and Nazuko where they're walking to school, and she's basically doing the greetings of basically like hugging him. Yes, hugging him. Along with smacking his head, poking his cheek. Typical standard stuff. And he tries to do like similar thing, like grabbing her, like hugging her, and apparently also hugging her chest. And she's basically just butt him, and I'm glad he's caught by the girls. Her friend just happened to walk by, and she catches him too, because the senpai is a freaking twig. It's poked up many times there. He is thin. He is really thin. And they go like, oh, let's go to the after party, which happens in our next segment, which the after party is the after party of the school festival from the end of the last season of the show. We have all 4 girls, Nazuro and her friends, Sakura, Gamiko, Sakura's, and of course the women usually are very much ditses. So, whole thing about this one is just feeding various food, and that's it for that one. I'm trying to think what else was there. Oh yeah, there's also a segment here where Nezuko is bragging about her new tights. Basically, kind of like stockings. He puts on one, and of course, he thinks he's getting preferred. She puts the other one, like, oh, look at my nice tights. Looks nice on her, and I think that's the episode. I'm trying to remember. Did I forget something here? I'm just checking, just to be sure, because no, I believe that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. It's a good episode. I appreciate the fact that now, in the case of the the scene where they go to the restaurant. This is severely trimmed down. Like there's a flash sequence in the future where he's like 25, and of course Nezuko is with him too. Naruko's with him too. And by the way, he refers by her by that name once the entire episode. Oh, by the way, I think it's Gemko. Her nickname for him is Pai Sun because of how pale he is. Yeah, but I like this. I like this episode. It's fine. Okay, so that's episode review. Next episode will be Comic Corner, and it's on to next is gonna be My Hero Academia. Oh yes. Hip. One of the two shows basically come out today that I was so excited to watch. Okay, now next video, Comic Corner. Okay, next video. Bye.